Hi, Smrita. How are you? Simi.
Hi there, I'm good. How are you? And all the very
Hi.
best. Yes,
Thank you.
wonderful. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to Litverse. And more than, welcoming you to the book club, I would like to welcome you to a journey. But before that, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
being here. I know every one of us have, responsibilities. Work hai, family hai, children hai, phone calls hai, household chores and deadlines hai, everything is there. And life does not stop just because we decide to grow. And yet, today, out of everything, you could have chosen to do whatever you chose to spend this time with yourself. That in itself deserves appreciation. So, before we begin, I want all of you, the ones who are on the YouTube and Smrita, I want you to take a deep breath in, inhale, and slowly exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Now, I want you to notice something. Nothing outside your life has changed in last 30 seconds. Did it? The same responsibilities are waiting, the same people are waiting, the same messages are waiting, but hopefully your mind feels a little quieter. And that's exactly what this journey is about. Not changing our lives overnight, but changing the way we experience life. Because sometimes peace is not found by changing our circumstances. Peace कैसे मिलती है? Peace is found by changing our perspective. And that is exactly what we are going to learn together over the next few months. So, once again, from the bottom of my heart, welcome to our Litverse family. Hmm. I would love to, begin by sharing something very personal with you. That is, many people ask me, ki, Karishma, why did you start Litverse? Why another book club? And my answer is always the same. And that is ki, because I don't believe books change lives. People change lives. Books simply become the bridge. Think about it. How many amazing books have we bought? How many are still lying in our shelves? How many have we started but never finished? Or maybe we finished them, closed the last page, and went back to living exactly the same life. क्यों? क्योंकि रीडिंग जो होती है ना, that is information. And living transformation. So, reading information and living transformation are two different things. And that is why Litverse was born. Litverse is not a place. Good evening, Shruti. Thank you for joining in to the Zoom live. And Litverse is not a place where we compete over how many books we have read over the year and all of that. It is about reading. It is not even about reading faster. Most of the places where I have seen the book reading clubs, I've seen people sharing um what do you call the summaries, how to read fast and all of that. It is not about collecting knowledge. Litverse is about collecting wisdom. It's about slowing down enough to allow one idea, just one, enter our hearts. And that is why our tagline is very simple: read, reflect, and rise. Let me tell you what that means. Read ka matlab, because every book carries someone else's lifetime of experience. When we read, we borrow that wisdom that took someone years to learn. Reflect. Because reading without reflection is like eating without digesting. Agree करते हो ना? The real transformation begins when you stop और अपने आप से पूछते हो, what does this mean for me in my life? Right? And finally, rise. Because if our reading is not changing the way we think, the way we speak, the way we love, the way we respond, then we have not really read the book. We have only turned into pages. And at Litverse, we are not here to just finish books. We are here to become different person or people by the time we finish them. And that is my promise to you. And that is also my invitation. So, over the next few months, don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about reading every page perfectly. Don't worry if you miss something. Just come with an open heart. Because transformation does not happen through pressure, transformation happens through presence. And I would love each one of us to, remember one sentence throughout the journey. We are not here to impress anyone. We are here to improve ourselves. And there is a very big difference. Now, now that we have become the part of the same reading circle, I would love for us to become more than just names on the screen. Okay? Because I truly believe people don't transform in isolation, they transform in a community. So, one beautiful conversation, one shared story, one moment of feeling understood can change an entire life. So, before we begin reading together, let's begin to by meeting each other. I would love everyone to introduce yourself. And don't worry, it is not some kind of a formal introduction. There is no right answer. Just speak from your heart. I would love to share, five simple things that you can, share. एक आप share कर सकते हो your name, then the city you're joining in from, then complete this sentence. Ki, today I am feeling dash. Just one word. Excited, hopeful, curious, anxious, grateful, blah, blah, whatever you like. Okay? Whatever is true for you today. Then number 4, you can also share why did you decide to join this journey? What made you say yes? And finally, complete this sentence. By the end of this book, I hope to become dash. Okay? And I want you to notice something. I did not say what do you want to achieve. क्यों? Because achievement जो होती है ना, it happens outside. I am more interested in who you become inside. Do you want to become calmer, more patient, more confident, more peaceful, more present? Whatever your answer is, there is no judgment. This is a safe space. And here you don't have to pretend. You don't have to impress anyone. You don't have to have everything figured out. That is not at all. ना मैं हूं ना मैं किसी और से expect करती हूँ. You simply need to be yourself. ठीक है? So, and I promise you will be accepted exactly as you are. And so, who would like to begin? Take them. And also, I would love for you to, switch on your camera so that I can actually see who you are, not in the picture that you have put on your, screen, but you, the original as you are you. So, who would love to go first?
Hi, Karishma. I'll go first, but I can, just turn on the camera after 10-15 minutes, just doing
Oh.
something. Yeah. So I am Simrita Kaur and I'm from Delhi.
Mm-hmm.
I am into emotional healing, life, parent relationship coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And my motive for joining this was because I have also been struggling to read whole books together, and I believe when we are together in a community, we
Mm-hmm.
can learn better. And the way you said, reflect on the books. So yes, when we are reflecting, things go deeper, and
Mm-hmm.
by the end of it, I what I look for is a more enlightened me, so that we have something to learn I mean, I believe in each session there should be at least 1 or 2 points which I can just carry, not more. So that is
Hmm.
what I primarily look for. And I have been, just struggling a bit कि एक दो पेज पढ़ लिए या कहीं से quotes पढ़ लिए और stories पढ़ ली, एक story पढ़ ली काफी. So I just want to go a little consistent on this. So that was my main motive, and I think the divine just showed me your message, and so I'm right here. Thank you so much, Karishma.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Smrita. That and let's hear it from Shruti. I am absolutely with you on this, Smrita, because I also believe that one tiny action, one tiny insight, worked upon every single day can shift the entire trajectory of your life. 1% shift is more than enough. We don't have to spend hours and hours. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And let's hear it from you, Shruti. Hi.
Hi, Karishma.
Hello. So, would you
Hi.
like to introduce yourself, Shruti?
Shruti from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. I'm still trying to become certified paid coach and
Mm-hmm.
I'm a self-care and self got 4 years and lost my
I think I
uh,
have a network issue, or you have a network issue at your end.
It's from her end. It's cracking. Yes.
Hmm.
Shruti ji.
Shruti, Shruti, please check your network. I cannot hear you properly. I want to hear you.
I'm interested in reading this book, Karishma.
All right. All right. Got that. Thank you.
Relationships.
Thank you for sharing that so honestly. I'm so glad each one of you is here. And what next? Well, now that we have gotten to know each other a little, I would like to ask you a simple question. You don't have to answer it immediately, but just think about it. Okay? And my question to you is, what steals your peace the most? Is it someone's words? Is it someone's behavior? Is it your children not listening to you? A misunderstanding with your spouse? Traffic jams? Household responsibilities? Um, Financial worries? Health? Or maybe your own thoughts? And if you have an answer, I would love to read it either in the chat box, or you can, unmute yourself and share. Or if you have a pen and paper, I would actually recommend you to have one with you and pen it down there as well, because it is going to help you when we finish reading this book. It is going to help you in reflection as well. Ki, haan, I started here and where have I reached towards the end of this book as well. So again, my question to you is, what steals your peace the most? If you're done, here is another question. Out of everything that bothered you this week, how many things will actually matter 1 year from today? How many things are going to actually matter 1 year down the line? The interesting part is most of them probably won't. Yet, they consumed our energy. They affected our mood. They affected our relationships. And sometimes they even affected our sleep. And that is exactly why I chose this book. Because this book is not about solving every problem in life. It is about changing the way we respond to life. As I was going through the introduction, because normally we do not read introductions and the, backpack of the book, I read it before starting the book so that I can bring it all together, the gist of it to you in here, so that we can directly hop into chapters, just the day after orientation. So as I was reading the introduction, begins with a beautiful quote by William James. He says, "The greatest discovery of my generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitude." The greatest discovery of my generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitude. Just think about it. Not by changing circumstances, not by changing people, not by changing the world, but by changing our attitude. And the author says something that touched me deeply, that he says, ki when life brings us bad news, when life brings us difficult people or disappointments, most of us develop habits that won't serve us well. हम या तो overreact करते हैं, then what we do, we magnify the things, we lose sight of a bigger picture, and we treat life as सब कुछ emergency में हो रहा है. And honestly, haven't we all done that? कुछ हो जाए सही, everything becomes an emergency. A delayed message becomes, maybe they are upset with me. One disagreement becomes, exactly, one disagreement becomes our relationship is falling apart. One mistake becomes, I'm not good enough. एक criticism कोई कर दे तो nobody appreciates me. Does that sound familiar? Defensive and negative mood. Yes. It definitely sounds familiar to me. This book reminds us that while life will continue to bring challenges, our suffering often comes from the stories we create around those challenges. And that's why this is not just another self-help book. It is a daily reminder to pause, to breathe, and to choose perspective over panic. That is why, out of hundreds of books, this one found its way to Litverse as well. Well, before we spend next few months reading this book, I would love for us to, learn a little about the author, that is Richard Carlson. I'm saying this book is going to take a few months because it is a 100-chapter book. It is not one chapter, 2 chapter, 10 chapter. But let's talk about Richard Carlson first. I think it is only fair that we first get to know the person behind the pages as well, because आजकल मेरे को वो भी बहुत मजा आ रहा है. Because now there is another initiative that Litverse has started, that is, if you are an author or if you have written a book, I am interviewing you. I'm reading your book, I'm taking out questions from it, and I'm interviewing you. So I'm hosting a podcast series named with GrowthX authors. Anyway, back here. Richard Carlson. Richard Carlson जो थे was not simply someone who decided to write a motivation. He is psychologist हैं, a stress consultant, and he's an internationally known author and speaker who dedicated his work to many helping people with great peace. And as I explored his work, I discovered something fascinating. This wasn't his only book. He wrote books about relationships. He wrote books about family, work, money, teens, because he understood something very important. उनको ये समझ में आ गया कि स्ट्रेस जो होता है, it does not exist in just one area of life. Peace is needed everywhere. And I think that is such a beautiful thought. क्यों? क्योंकि if we only learn to stay peaceful while reading a book, but lose our calm with our family, our colleagues, our children, ourselves, then we have missed the real lesson of the book. And Richard Carlson's mission was not to make people successful. His mission was to help people become peaceful. And I truly believe success without peace would feel empty. कहीं पहुंच गए और stress है, what's the use? But peace has a beautiful way of making success more meaningful. Another thing that I loved about him is at the end of the book, he shares a list of authors who influenced his thinkings. People like Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, Louise Hay, Mariam Williamson, and then एक और है John Combat. Yeah. That tells me something important. Even a great teacher remains lifelong learners. And I hope that what Litverse becomes for all of us is that a place where we never stop learning. Now, I would like to tell you my favorite story from the introduction. In fact, the story is the reason this book has the title it does. जो Richard Carlson थे, he has shared this while working with his foreign publisher. This foreign publisher, that was a mistake. Okay, there was a mistake. The publisher जो था, he used the, what do you call this? Old endorsement from a well-known author, Dr. जो Wayne Dyer थे, on a new edition of his book without permission, even though Richard जो थे had specifically told them not to. Imagine how upsetting that would be. If you are an author, you will understand that. His agent contacted the publisher, and the books were to be withdrawn. Now, Richard even wrote a letter to Dr. Wayne Dyer apologizing for what had happened. Now, if you and I were in Dr. Wayne Dyer's place, what response would we expect? हो सकता है एंगर होता, हो सकता है डिसअपॉइंटमेंट होता, हो सकता है कोई लीगल एक्शन भी हो जाता. Maybe so a strongly worded letter or something. But do you know what exactly actually happened? He replied ki Richard, there are two rules for living in harmony. Number one, don't sweat the small stuff. And number two, it is all small stuff. Let the quote stand, love, win. This is what he wrote. What grace, humility, what perspective. एक लेटर 4 लाइनों की, yet those few lines inspired the title of a book that has touched millions of lives. And Richard Carlson writes that there are no lectures, no threats, no confrontations, only grace. That response that he received became a living example of responding to life with ease instead of resistance. And I think before we even begin chapter 1, this story gives us the first lesson. Life will always give us a reason to react. But every situation also gives us an opportunity to respond differently. And maybe that's the invitation this book is giving each one of us. Not to become someone else, but to become a calmer version of ourselves. So before we move forward, I would love to ask you one question. Do you remember, yeah, can you remember one small incident in your life that turned into a very big issue? And today, when you look back, you smile because it really was not that big. Hmm? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes, obviously, so many things happened. I was in Lady Shri Ram, one of the top colleges. In
Hmm.
my second year, I was marked absent in an exam. So I gave the exam, but I was marked absent. And so my hometown was Chandigarh and I'm in Delhi. So it was like, a big thing ki exam diya hai, fir bhi absent. That time it sounded big and it was a big thing for me.
Hmm.
But then now, when I look back, I am so thankful to God that I did not fail. They gave me passing marks somehow. When I gave it for reval, I didn't have to skip. Like, there were people who had to drop out because they
Hmm.
failed, but I kept moving ahead. And, I topped my internals that time, but there were no marks for internals. It was 100% external exam to be promoted. So I
Hmm.
think the divine always has something for us कि हम कितना stress ले सकते हैं. We make all our efforts, but we should always be ready for the unknown. So the only thing permanent in life is change. So thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. That is an amazing share. Thank you so much for sharing that. And isn't that amazing how with time, and even I would say in that moment as well, you took it so positively. And in time, normally, हमारा perspective भी change हो जाता है. And that is what this book, wants to teach us. Not to wait for years for perspectives, but to develop it in this moment. And I'm so glad, Smrita, that you were able to crack it that and then and there. Wonderful. So now you might be wondering, ki, Karishma, there are thousands of self-help books available. What makes this one so special? वैसे मेरे को भी सेम बात आई थी and then I opened the table of contents. So I was surprised. This book does not have, as I told earlier, 8 chapters, 10 chapters, 20 chapters. No, it has around 100 tiny lessons. And that's what makes it beautiful. Even the last book that we read, that was You Become What You Think, was same kind of a book. And it was lovely reading that. And I truly believe कि वही जैसे मैंने पहले भी शेयर किया कि ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन डज नॉट हैपन थ्रू वन बिग ब्रेक थ्रू. मेरे हिसाब से ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हैपेंस थ्रू वेरी स्मॉल टाइनी शिफ्ट्स. एक थॉट, एक न्यू हैबिट, एक न्यू पर्सपेक्टिव, repeated every single day. And each chapter here is just 1 or 2 pages long. हमको 1 घंटा नहीं लगने वाला है इसको पढ़ने में. We will take around 15 minutes, 30 minutes maximum. और अगर आप अपने आप पढ़ोगे ये बुक तो you will take maximum 5 minutes. 5 minutes is enough. And I love that. Because one of the biggest excuses we give ourselves is कि मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है. और ये बुक उस एक्सक्यूज को हटा देती है. Even on your busiest days, you can still spend 5, 15, 20 minutes with yourself. And imagine this. If one small idea changes one reaction every day, what will happen in 30 days? और 100 days के बाद क्या होने वाला है? और अगर आप वो लर्निंग्स अपने साथ रखते हो, आफ्टर 1 year कैसे हो जाओगे? Sometimes we wait for life-changing moments, but this book reminds us कि life जो होती है, it changes through tiny choices, tiny shifts, and I believe that is exactly how lasting transformation is. क्योंकि वो एक habit बन जाती है. I would love also to share something that touched me deeply. At the end of this book, क्या है? Richard Carlson shares something very beautiful. He has also shared a list of books and authors that influenced his own life. Think about that. The best-selling author whose books have inspired millions is still humble enough to say कि I learned from others. And as I shared earlier, he mentioned the name of Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, Mariam Williamson, and more names are also there. But what does that teach us? अभी हम introduction पढ़ रहे हैं, introduction and the backward and the forward of the book, and we are getting so many insights already, you see that? So it teaches us something very important. No matter how much we know, there is always more to learn. Growth never ends. And I hope that is the culture we create inside Litverse as well. A place where we remain curious, a place we never say ki I already know this, because knowing and living again are very different things. Sometimes we have heard an idea hundreds of times, but on the 101st time, it touches our heart differently. So let's promise ourselves that we'll come to every session with a beginner's mind, open, curious, and ready to learn. Do we promise? Write promise in the chat box. I also noticed something interesting. This was not Richard Carlson's only book. He wrote about, again, I said earlier as well, family पे लिखा है, relationship पे लिखा है, money पे लिखा है, teenagers पे लिखा है, love पे लिखा है, because, again, peace is not needed in only meditation. Peace is needed at home, at work, while parenting, while driving. And that reminded me something. That reminded me कि जो personal growth है, is not the destination. Personal growth जो है, it is a lifestyle. And that is exactly what Litverse is. Today we are beginning with this book. Tomorrow, who knows where this journey will take us? One book leads to another. One conversation, leads to another conversation. One insight leads to another. And slowly, without even realizing it, we become a different version of ourselves. And I still remember when I started book reading club almost 2 years back, I did not have a clue कि दिन में 2 बार होने वाला है ये. Actually, मैं continue करने वाली हूँ इसको every single day, Monday to Friday. I did not know that. But a version of me got created through this, which I felt at home. And that is why I always say, you don't focus on finishing books. Focus on becoming a person the book is inviting you to become. Now that we are beginning this journey together, I would love for us to create a few, simple agreements. They are not rules, they're agreements, because this is a shared space. So do I have your permission to share a few agreements that I would love to, each one of us to, always remember while we are in the Litverse? Give me a yes in the chat box, please. All right. Agreement number 1 is this is a judgment-free space. There is no right answer. There is no wrong answer. Whatever you feel about a topic, just share it with an open and an honest heart. You can share your experiences, your stories, everything. Then there is agreement number 2, that we listen to understand, not to reply. Sometimes the greatest gift we can give to another human being is simply listening. And we give all ear to everyone. Everyone gets a chance to speak. And when they are done, we go to the next person. We respect each person's ideas and stories. Agreement number 3 says, whatever is shared here stays here. I want each one of us to create a safe space where everyone feels emotionally safe. No stories go out for mocking. Then agreement number 4, we don't compare journeys. Some people will experience huge shifts quickly, others may take more time. Both are perfect. Okay? Because we all are on different chapters of our lives. And it's just absolutely okay if somebody is taking a little longer to understand something, a little longer to see some shifts in themselves. We respect that. Agreement number 5, progress over perfection. If you miss a session, don't quit, come back. If you miss a chapter, don't quit, continue. Consistency matters more than perfection. Then is agreement number 6, participate. You don't have to speak every time, but I encourage you to reflect, share, ask questions, share your perspectives, share your stories. Because transformation grows through participation. That's it. Can we all agree to these? Yes, no, maybe. Wonderful. I think we are going to create something really beautiful together. I truly believe every meaningful journey begins with an intention, not a goal, an intention. क्यों? Goal जो होता है, it focuses on the outcomes. Intention focuses on who we choose to be. So I would love for each one of you to take out your notebook or simply chat, type in the chat and complete this sentence. By the end of this journey, I hope to become dash. I don't want to know what you want to achieve because becoming is always more powerful than achieving. हो सकता है आपको ज्यादा कामर बनना हो, आपको मोर पेशेंट बनना हो, you want to become more peaceful, more confident, less reactive. Wonderful, more positive. Whatever comes to your heart, write it. Shruti, I would love for you to participate as well. Less reactive and an action taker. Wonderful. Smita. Calmer always. Perfect. All right, beautiful. Now I would like to I would love for you to keep that intention somewhere. किसी piece of paper पे भी लिख लो and keep it somewhere. You will see it more often. Because over the next few months, every page we read, every single page we read, every single conversation we have will gently bring you closer to that version of yourself. Okay? Give me a thumbs up. मुझे लगता है Shruti has gone off to sleep. Wonderful.
Is it
Thank
going to
you.
be daily at 1 o'clock to 1:30 or what?
Yes. 1 to 1:30. Today's session is a little longer because it is an orientation session. Otherwise, if I show you the
Monday to Sunday?
Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. As we come to the end of today's orientation, I would love for us to pause for one last minute and close your eyes if you're comfortable and take one slow, deep breath in. Inhale and exhale. And imagine yourself few weeks from now. You are on this journey, and few months down the line, you have completed this journey. You have not become perfect, but you have become lighter, calm, more aware, more peaceful, less reactive, an action taker, more positive. Now imagine responding differently to situations that once upsetted you. Imagine smiling a little more, worrying a little less, living with little more ease. Imagine. And now silently say to yourself, I give myself permission to grow. I give myself permission to learn. I give myself permission to be more peaceful version of myself. Take one more deep breath in and out. And gently open your eyes. Nice. Thank you for doing that, Smita. You can rub your hands, take it to your face, give the energy to yourself, to your head, and that's the meditation part of it. But yes, before our next session, be prepared because tomorrow at 1 p.m. we are going to start with chapter number 1. Okay. If you have the book, go through it, go through the introduction that I have shared most of what is given in the introduction and the backward and forward of the book. Yet, if you wish to, you can go through it, not quickly, not to finish it. Read it slowly, underline anything that speaks to you. And throughout tomorrow, notice one small thing that disturbs your peace. ठीक है? कल हमने 1 बजे मिलना है. तब तक आप नोटिस करना कि आपकी पीस को क्या डिस्टर्ब कर रहा है. Don't try to change it. Don't judge yourself on it. Simply observe it and bring that example with you tomorrow, because that's where our real learning will begin. And before we leave, I would love for us to end this Litverse ritual with this Litverse ritual. Complete this sentence in one word. That is, today I'm leaving with kya? Hope, peace, curiosity, gratitude, awareness, kya? Whatever is your word, share it with us. Less stress, peace. Thank you. And what about
Yes,
you,
right now
Shruti?
during the meditation, when you said that, don't take stress. So वही daughter के exams होते कुछ unintentionally stress आ जाता है. So that is what I'm working on. No stress. I mean, she's gonna do what she has to. She will learn as much she has to. But when you're an overachiever and you're over disciplined, you want things to be meticulous in a particular way. तो मेरे को बहुत stress होता है. So I'm just working on this कि भाई उसके exams है, don't do anything. You want to put in कि okay, she gives in her best, but you can't. The more we pressure get them, they'll stop doing it. So I think it's no use. So I think when you're during the meditation, you said after the book you'll be with less stress. So that is what I look for. Yeah.
Wonderful,
Thanks,
wonderful.
Karishma.
Thank you. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for choosing yourself. I'm so grateful that our paths have crossed. This is just the beginning. Until we meet again tomorrow, keep reading, keep reflecting, and together let's rise. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Mwah. Lots of love, and see you tomorrow at 1 p.m.